What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. This is Steven in Stereo, and in today's video, we're going to be diving into the Lady Gaga record, Joanne. As you guys maybe can tell now, we've been doing a discography dive on Lady Gaga's music, and I've been just having so much fun doing this. You know, she's such an icon, and I feel like being able to go back and check out, you know, records like Born This Way and Art Pop really for the first time. Like, obviously, the singles for especially Born This Way were massive, so like I kind of knew the sound, but especially like with Art Pop, like that was one of those records that like I was a little intimidated to go into. I didn't think I was going to be cool enough for it, and honestly I enjoyed that record so much. In fact, it's the one I'm thinking about the most, even though I think about like Gaga's metal, rock, electronic, dance pop feel from Born This Way really would have been like my favorite. Honestly, leaving Art Pop, I'm still thinking about that record even now. So I'm excited to go into Joanne. I know two singles, off of this record, which were Perfect Illusion and Million Reasons. I still listen to those songs pretty much to this day. They're in rotation on this playlist that is often playing when me and my wife are listening. So I'm really looking forward to actually hearing all the other songs that are on this record, and also just getting to hear more of this Gaga sound as she was kind of like evolving things. I know that this sound is going to be a bit different than some of those big dance pop hits that we've been having. So I'm super excited to dive into this. Before we get into today's video, I'm going to ask you guys to go check out Patreon. The link's in the description. This channel is 100% supported by everyone that subscribes over there. Literally helps me out more than you could ever imagine. It's given me this very wonderful career, and I'm so appreciative of it, but it literally wouldn't be possible without the patrons. So I got to say thank you to them. But if you guys want the full uncut album listening party version of this, you guys can check it out. It's already going to be uploaded if you're seeing this on YouTube. Also, all of the other albums that we've been doing of hers as discography dive, you'll be able to actually check out the full listening party to all those things. Plus, a little sprinkle on top, I did the Chromatica Ball as a watch party, so we watched that. I reacted to the whole thing. So much fucking fun. It actually is what inspired this album discography dive, because I heard her play tracks from these records and I was like, oh my god, I need to experience these. So anyways, that's a long-winded intro. I love y'all. Thanks for being here. Smash the like. I am gonna dive right into Diamond Heart.
Looking to be something out of school, go in for 100 or 2.
Ooh, I already dig that vocal because I'm hearing a little bit of that like 60s kind of rock sound in it. I mentioned before on, I think it was on Art Pop, there was like a moment in which I heard Gaga kind of sound like Stevie Nicks, and I feel like I can kind of channel that in this sound too.
The stance is on you.
I'll just keep going.
1, 5, 10, like a million on me.
Let's go. Woo! Oh, I love that. I'm not flawless, but I got a diamond heart. Yo, good tattoo idea. Dude, I feel like Gaga's music has so many good tattoo ideas. I'm not gonna lie, I do wish it was like a little bit faster though. I feel like it's just missing like a little bit of that. I fucking love that sound from her.
Just keep going, 'cause this dance is on you.
Woo!
On me.
Oh yeah.
The end of this song,
The build up in that. Oh, I love that. Oh, it sounds like punk. I know you can hear that like British punk, almost like New York punk kind of sound just in that guitar, not specifically all the music, but that guitar is really reminiscent of that. And I kind of love that because we all know Gaga is, you know, I feel like she sounds like quintessential, like classic New York. So even just to hear some punk is sick. Oh. All right, I'm adding this to the playlist, and also I've got something to say.
Diamond Heart.
This is a really great example of perfect songwriting. I want to make this clear. I talk about this so much and I'm going to rant about it every time, but like I've never heard this song, obviously. But like the songwriting being made so well to make sure that you're singing your fucking like life away by the end of this. If you're seeing this live and you didn't even know the song, you are fucking dancing by the end of it. I love that chorus. It is written so well. And I love how Gaga, like, especially like when you think about that verse really kind of builds it in. I even said like, man, I kind of wish the tempo was up like a little bit, but the power that comes in from that chorus and the power that comes in from the vocals that she delivers, especially because like, you've got a great vocal delivery. You've got really great lyrics, a very tattooable artist. I just want to make that very clear. Gaga is a very tattooable artist. It's like every lyric could be like such a cool inspo. I don't know. I really like this. That's all I'm saying. I went ahead and put that on the playlist because fuck yeah. Also, that was written by, I think this is Josh from Queens of the Stone Age, which is sick. I didn't know that he was working on this. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think. And Mark Ronson, which Mark Ronson's fucking legend. We know that. All right, this is Ayo.
Smoke them all whole, pack like Marlboro, blow it
Woo!
in your face, blow it
A whole pack like Marlboro.
to party. Hey, I can't wait to cast my storm in my
Oh.
body's got you bleeding, light me up and breathing, mirror on the ceiling.
Woo! I'm always amazed by artists being able to do that. You hear these really fucking like, you know, what people would say like objectively great vocals like from these ballads and stuff. And Gaga gives us all that. But the fact that you can also play in this range, this very like, there's a lot of rock, there's a lot of like shit coming from right here. You guys know how much I love that. And I just like, I'm amazed every time I hear it. Like, how the fuck do you do all that?
Say it in your face. Can't wait to get you shook up faster than you can try to hate it.
I don't know, like this, maybe this will change, but I don't know if it's just because I'm coming off of albums like Born This Way and Art Pop, but I kind of like, I feel like I want the tempo to be a little more. And like, that is absolutely like not on Gaga, but I just feel like maybe just because of the way I'm going through the discography, I feel like I'm like expecting it to have even higher tempo, which is like the only thing I think I would want more of. I think the pre-chorus are those like really cool like vocals I like from her. I really like that. The chorus, this one doesn't do it for me as much, and typically that is kind of what I'm like really looking forward to in these Gaga tracks. Fuck, I love when she does that. This instrumental is so sick. I totally dig the instrumental. I fucking love what Gaga does with her voice. I definitely would have done something different with that chorus. That's just me. What the fuck do I know? Probably nothing. But I just feel like I would have liked to hear maybe something else. However, I say that, but I do feel like there's a chunk of this that I would love to hear a modern hip hop artist take and put into an instrumental and sample, someone like a Metro Boomin or something, because I feel like with like that, this song could live on even further than just this record. With that, like I feel like ayo, we smoking on them or whatever, but being able to like, I don't know, loop that in a really cool way would be sick as fuck. So I'm hoping to hear that if that hasn't already happened. The internet is very creative.
Every part of my aching heart needs you more.
Oh,
Where do you think you're going? Where do you think you're going?
oh, beautiful.
Going?
You know what you get right here? You get this like perfect blend of like this Joanne sound, but also with those like well, I guess the Joanne sound also has that ballad, but those like ballad vocals that we love from Gaga. And I love the tempo of this. I also saw that Blood Pop is a producer, and that makes a lot of sense.
Things don't work that way. My voice gets thin.
I can't tell if she's speaking to herself in this, like if Joanne is a sort of like alter ego of hers, and if she's trying to like speak to herself in a way of like, I know that maybe this version of you can't be around forever, or maybe whatever we're going through won't be here forever, but it is something that we're living in this moment. I do believe, based on Perfect Illusion and Million Reasons, that this was around the time, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this was around the time she used to date the dude from Chicago Fire. And like, I thought those songs were about him. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. Oh, fuck. Oh, I love this. This is such a, I'm going back a little bit. Okay, so I love how this guitar is coming in. It feels very spacious throughout my head. It's very ambient. I feel like it's creating this really awesome moment. And literally Gaga feels like a fucking dream to me right now. Her voice, it just sounds magical. Oh. Man, you put her in a situation like this, you're gonna fucking feel the feelings. Even though I don't even necessarily know what the song is about, I do feel like she's speaking to herself. Even there at the end, those last couple lyrics, I feel like it's a direct conversation, like with maybe this version of herself. Like, where do you think you're going? Like, where is this version of you going? You know, where is your life gonna lead you? I could be wrong about those things, but I do feel like at this time she was going through some things that were being spoken about publicly. And I do feel like, as somebody who has maybe like not necessarily reinvented themselves, but sort of like, you know, moved away and started over a few times in my life, there is this person inside of you. You get used to them and you're like, oh man, I like this version of myself. I realize that I probably won't be this way forever, but at least for right now, like I'm finding a lot of comfort in who I am from this person. I'm hoping to learn about myself more and being this version of myself. It does feel that way. And she does have like what feels like a very emotional connection to the lyricism in this. The tempo, it's not so much that it was faster than anything else. It's like it picks up a little bit. Maybe it's because that guitar has so many notes, but it picks up a little bit and it really builds that in. So even though it's not like boom, 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 like a fast song, it still feels like we're always like building up and moving forward and forward and forward, especially with Gaga's vocals in this. So many cool moments. It's a lot pieced together in a cool way. I could rant about it forever, but I love that very ambient moment. Just put some headphones on and get lost in this shit, you know?
Back of your horse, and can you go a little faster?
3 a.m. Mustang speeding, 2 lovers headed for dead end.
Oh.
Too fast, hold tight. He laughs, running through the red lights, hollering.
Yep. I know I'm going to like this one. Taking that back. I love that cadence and that delivery. Also, this is Mark Ronson and Josh again working on this.
2 lovers headed for dead end. Too fast, hold tight. He laughs, running through the red lights, hollering over rubber spinning.
Okay.
Big swig, toss another beer can. Too lit tonight, praying on the moonlight. Every town is just the same. I'm sick of their city games. I crave a real wild man. I'm strung out on Joanne.
Oh!
Baby, let's get high, Joanne.
Woo! It's so cool because I can hear like parts of this that would have made me think this song could have been on Born This Way, which is really cool. I feel like that album was definitely like a pinnacle moment for her sound, because I'm hearing it in this record too. Chorus moment that's kind of happening here, building off of this, like of Gaga's version of like this sort of like country dance pop kind of thing she has going on in that, which I think is really fucking unique and cool. And then this guitar is sick.
Let's get high, Joanne. Blue collar and a red state treasure. Love junkie on the 3-day bender. His grip so hard, eyes glare, trouble like a mugshot. Charge up 'cause the man's on a mission. 1, 2, yeah, the gears are shifting.
I get to see her up there with some boots on, just smacking her hip.
Through the moonlight, every town is just the same. I'm sick of their city games. I crave a real wild man. I'm strung out on Joanne.
So cool.
Baby, let's get high, Joanne.
Woo!
Baby, let's
Man, that last vocal right there. Take it back a little bit. God, my brain is just connected to so many pieces of this instrumental. What the fuck? Woo! Oh man, gotta add that to my playlist. That is such an interesting instrumental in the chorus, and I can't get enough of it. Woo! I'm so into that. I'm so into that because it's this blend of so many different things. I feel like I'm hearing a lot from Gaga in this. I like can't even like get my thoughts together because I'm just like coming off of that chorus. Her just like delivery over that. I feel like she is just walking over this, just fucking like, I got this shit. You know what I mean? Like smacking her fucking hip. She's up there. I can see this full leather get up maybe, or like even like some sort of, I don't know. I'm feeling like boots up to here, but like you got the cowboy hat or even the pink hat. You got a whole vibe going on, right? A lot of chains hanging around, you know what I'm saying? And she's just up there, maybe even a tambourine just for the aesthetics, you know what I mean? Just for the moment. And just like, I can see her up there. That vocal starts coming in. She starts singing it. Everyone there is just bowing down to the Church of Gaga. And I feel like the Church of Gaga is happening in a saloon because that's exactly how this feels. And I love that so much. What's really cool about it is like, even though you've got this like, you know, country pieces to it that you're feeling and like all these other things, I love that it stays true going into that chorus where it's got this like a rock country dance element all blended together. It is just so fucking cool, and it really just sets a moment for Gaga. I'm into this. I'm literally ranting and probably saying absolutely nothing, but I feel all of what I'm saying. If that makes any sense. I can't seem to put the words into real life how fucking cool that song is to me. So I'm going to go ahead. It's already playlisted because I fucking loved it. My brain's smarter than I am. This is Dancing in Circles.
Touch myself to pass the time. I feel bound.
Same.
I can't recognize.
You know she's in her moment with this shit.
Singing, baby, don't cry, baby,
Oh.
don't cry. Dancing in circles feels good to be lonely. Baby, don't
Oh, this
cry,
build
baby,
up.
don't cry.
Come on. Yes. I'm a simple man. Build me up like that. Drop it down. Let me shake that ass. Let's go. It almost has like a reggaeton kind of sound. You guys know how much I love that. Oh. Yes, the build up again. Woo! I don't know the words. I need to though. Wait, what did I say in Art Pop? I like went on this whole thing about how like I'm obsessed when she just does like or it might have been Born This Way. This is the only downside to doing. I've done a pretty good job of like spacing records out on purpose. I used to try to do them all in the same week, but the reason I don't is because they all blend together at some point because I start listening to the record, I edit the videos, and then like I'm doing another album. Like I feel like sometimes I get kind of lost in these things, but between Art Pop, Born This Way, and honestly, all the records leading up to, and then even in Chromatica, I am a big fan of this spoken word Gaga, where she's not really just speaking, but she kind of is, but she's got so much attitude on it. Even in this, she's like got these like notes on it, but it is still just speaking. I'm such a fan of that. I feel like that is where I feel like she's most powerful. You can give me these crazy vocals, all that rasp, all those things I love so much. But the reality is, if she walked on stage and this is all going on and she just started doing this moment, this is where you have my attention. I'm like, I'm here. Yes. Woo! Let's funk downtown, baby. Hey! I'm sorry, you cannot help but dance to this song. If you are not dancing right now, why are we even doing this video? What the fucking guitar is just going off? Like, this is such a cool instrumental. All right. I went ahead and added that to the playlist as well. Situation in my head when I hear the spoken word part drop back into that chorus, I think, or back into that pre-chorus. I can't quite tell what was happening there, but it sounds so beautiful to go from spoken word right back into those melodies and like vocal moments that you can hit every time. Like, it just sounds so cool to me because it builds this entire song. Actually, that's why I liked it, because the entire song is just building up to drop back down into these dance moments. She knew exactly what she was doing there, and she utilized that so well. And once she had us all dancing and shaking and everything, then she hit us with that bridge with the spoken word shit and got me all the way fucked up. All right. Perfect Illusion and Million Reasons, two great songs. You don't need to see my reactions to them because I've listened to them so many times at this point. I would just be lip syncing. So lip singing. This is Sinner's Prayer.
Came down the mountain, dragging
Yes.
our love affair at Daddy's feast.
Yep.
At Daddy's feast. No,
Man, I don't know what to call it, but Gaga's voice. And it's so fucking good.
on my knees and beg you, hear my sinner's prayer.
Oh, shit.
I am what I am, and I don't want to break the heart of any other man. Go.
Fuck. I'm curious. Well, I know that we're getting to we'll have to do, wow, I didn't say a fucking word just now. We'll do some of the tracks from A Star Is Born. I don't know if she did the whole album or just some of them. I do imagine we're going to hear a little bit more of this sound in that record. Correct me if I'm wrong. I do love to hear her in this moment. It's like John Wayne, but if you stripped out even more of the like dance element and you really dove into that like sound, and I love it. So cool.
Maybe she's in too deeper love. Get what he wants.
Woo!
He says it when he drinks, gets on the brink and throws her off. I get on my knees and beg you. Hear my
Dude,
sinner's
I'm so into that. That instrument just like falling into this moment and letting the chorus open up is so beautiful.
He says it when he drinks, gets on the brink and throws her off. I get on my knees and beg you. Hear my sinner's prayer. It sure as hell don't rhyme, but it's as good as gold.
I can't tell if maybe A Sinner's Prayer is just this idea of somebody who maybe has done wrong and they know that they're wrong, which is most people, right? But then it's kind of like praying more so, just admitting like, I know that I'm not great. I know that I'm going to fuck up. I might even hurt you, but you're the only one that I want to be with. You're the one that I want to try to help these things through, and maybe looking at it towards the idea of like, I'm praying knowing that I'm not a great person, but I want to be a good person, or at least I want to be with you as a good person. I don't know.
Faithful, well, I don't know.
I'm sorry. I got to take that note back.
Well, I don't know.
Oh my God.
Hear my sinner's prayer. I am what I am. Good as gold.
Oh. You know, it's got to be so challenging, like the longer that you've listened to Gaga, because I can't imagine what it's like to be Lady Gaga, going into a studio, knowing you could do pretty much any sound and then having to decide on one. And like more so, like not even just deciding on one, but being able to go all in on it in the way that she does in a track like this. I love how true to the like sound this is. This instrumental is amazing. I love that it's real heavy, but it is very building. And it opens up into this wonderful, beautiful moment for Gaga in the chorus. I'm always looking forward to the chorus from Gaga. Like I maybe put a little too much emphasis on it, but she is such a like pop icon that like they're written that way. You know what I'm saying? So I hype them up because I look forward to them because I never know what she's going to do with them. And I would say 98% of the time I'm fucking like so into it. It's tracks like Ayo, where it's probably more just me and a little bit of my small bias of music, I guess, that sometimes I'm like, fuck, I wished I would have been like a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So Sinner's Prayer gives a really beautiful moment for her to have that super cool, like, you know, Southern rock kind of feel coming out of this.
Stop throwing stones at your sisters and your brothers.
Ain't that fucking true?
Tell it down when it's more than enough love to go around.
Ooh! She said to go around. She said to Gaga go around. Oh my God, Gaga is mother. And she's letting you know. Ooh!
Well, I say rainbows beard more. Fight over ideas.
Okay, I love the lyrics a lot. There's something missing in the song. I don't know if it's that it's too slow, although that's neither here nor there. I just feel like there's something a little bit I want more of. I don't know what it is though. I think it's just in the verse I want a little more because this is beautiful. Fuck.
Everyone tells them he should work a little harder. And I get to work. Tell each other how to live. The only prisons that exist are ones we put each other in.
God, you'd think I would know when that's gonna drop right there. Also, I like this part of the verse a lot more. I think there's a little bit more going on in that instrumental because Gaga's killing it in the vocals. That's the thing. I love the lyrics and I love the vocals, but there's something about that instrumental because in the chorus, it's so fucking beautiful. And I feel like it really picks this song and like takes it to a new level. In this chorus, there was like another instrument that was added or in this verse. And I feel like I really appreciated that because these vocals are so good. Woo! I can just picture her up on stage. Definitely like a classic type performance. She's wearing something very big, almost like a Vegas type look. Yeah, I need it now. What? That brass section working. Ooh, this song really transformed if you think about it. Like we've gone through a lot of versions leading up to this moment because I would say like I could probably like knock out the first 45 seconds of this song because it is a little bit longer compared to the rest of the songs on the album. I would knock out those first 45 seconds and just like let it have like this kind of momentum throughout more of it. Personal opinion. The song reminds me a lot of New York, by the way. I'm like a huge New York nerd. Like I just fucking love New York City so much. It is the greatest. Fuck, it is the greatest. And this song sounds so much like New York to me, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because that brass section coming in. I don't know if it's because Gaga just kind of radiates that energy, but I'm here for it. Like I said, if I was going to change anything about this song, because I really didn't love the first verse, it just didn't have like pulling me in like most of Gaga's music does. I think I would just kind of like trim that part, let the rest of that just breathe. Again, it doesn't matter. This was literally fucking produced like 10 years ago. I'm just saying. I love the lyrics in this though, because mother is mothering. You know, Gaga's up here saying, hey, come to me, tell me what is going on. Tell me who's hurting you. Tell me who's talking shit. Tell me who's trying to kind of bring your energy down. Basically, let me be your safe space so you can let these things out. Because at the end of the day, yes, why do we build walls around everybody? Why do we create this sort of like narrative of hate about everybody and everything? It's like as soon as we don't understand something, it's like, fuck that. We hate this. That person sucks, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like, you know, I would say maybe like 10 years ago, I actually felt like we were, well, I mean, 2016, I was like Trump, but like, I feel like at least in this time we were moving towards something, or at least we were still in a place that was like kind of building a more positive situation, at least in the United States. But like, I feel like this song is now like more important than ever, because I feel like everybody's at fucking like odds with each other 24/7. Could just be the age of social media, but it is a bummer to see. And Gaga's just trying to tell you that she could be the safe space. These are kind of lyrics that like, they always matter, but I feel like this is what helps albums live on, is that songs like this matter even more now than they did when it was released. And even then at that time, you could tell that it was a pivotal moment, at least here in the United States, where maybe you'd have some come to mama moment. We just got to be the example, you know? All right, this is Hey Girl featuring Florence Welch. Hell yeah, let's go. It almost sounds like Benny and the Jets, though. Benny and the Jets.
Can you hear me? Are you holding out your heart? Hey girl, do you feel me? Sometimes I go too far.
Oh, didn't know I needed that.
Baby, don't you leave from me.
So glad they went with the decision to trade vocal lines off like that. I am such a fan of that. Rather than having to wait for just one person to have a verse, I'm gonna take it back. Getting a chance to actually like not just harmonizing, not just getting your own verse, but actually singing together. Fan.
Easy if we lift each other.
Woo!
Hey girl, we don't need to keep on one another. Just know that I got you.
Oh, that instrumental.
You need me, 'cause I need you just the same.
So when I saw that Florence Welch was on this song, my first thought was like, oh, this is going to be like one of those like very like, she has very ambient, deep, like there's a lot going on in her music. It feels like mythical at times, right? It's something so cool. It feels like very witchy. That's actually what I was thinking I was going to hear. I like to hear this over this because again, I think that other, a Seven Devils version of Florence Welch maybe wouldn't fit this record as much as this version, if you know what I'm saying.
Hey girl, we don't need to keep on one another. Hey girl, hey girl, hey girl, hey girl.
This, in my opinion, are pretty cool. At least I'm plugging it into music, specifically like women in music. But it seems to me that, oftentimes we do see kind of like people on the internet, fan bases, news outlets, whatever, pit people against each other that aren't otherwise enemies with each other. We see this kind of often. And I think that creates this sort of like hateful narrative that sort of exists, just like I was saying with Come to Mama. And it sort of like creates this tension between people that don't otherwise have tension. And I kind of like this song, even coming out almost, 10 years ago, because Gaga and Florence Welch, both massive stars, especially at that time as well, are kind of like saying like, hey, girl, I got you. I'm here to support you. I'm here to be a friend. I'm here to do those things. We don't have to listen to the outside world necessarily trying to bring us down. I don't know if that's necessarily what the lyrics are about, but that's my interpretation of it. And I really do appreciate that because just like with Come to Mama, sometimes you need a track that's like, hey, come here. I got you. Let me support you. I don't care if they say that you sell more than me or that I sell more than you or that your singles do better than mine or mine do better than yours. None of these things matter because at the end of the day, we don't care about those things. I support you, you support me. So fuck the noise. That's a journey we're on right there.
Hurry home, don't you leave me. Oh, darling, don't you leave me. If you lose your way, just know that I got you.
Ooh!
Just know.
So now I don't believe that Lady Gaga and Florence Welch have ever had any issues or anything like that. But what's really cool is I think about almost 10 years later, I think about Charlie XCX putting out the Brat remix album and doing the song with Lorde. And while that was a more direct response to each other, I think the narrative kind of remains the same. Just this idea of like, life would be way easier if we were like hyping each other up and we were lifting each other up. Now, that kind of changes the narrative of the song from Charlie XCX. So maybe let's not include that because that was more of like they both assumed maybe these things about each other and then they kind of worked it out. Whereas this is more of like a general statement. It is the reality, I think. And I don't even know that it necessarily comes from like an innate drive, more so as it's outside pressure. I feel like stuff on the internet that is always putting specifically female pop artists against each other. It is so annoying to consistently see that because who gives a fuck? Why can't we just be stoked that they're all fucking like popular and like incredible musicians and so much talent? There's so many things to celebrate, but people want to talk about how somebody sells maybe more records than somebody. And I think that is such a dumb argument because come on, shouldn't even have to explain that one.
Confess I am lost in the age of the social
Oh yeah, I heard this one.
our knees, take a turn on the street.
Now, I do want to say that there is something to be said about these last three tracks, Come to Mama, Hey Girl, and Angel Down. I feel like they're kind of all working within the same sort of emotions of like bringing people together rather than consistently trying to rip us apart.
I'm a believer, it's a trial, foolish and weaker.
Oh.
I'd rather save an angel now.
Seeing this on the Chromatica ball was incredible. Oh.
In the arms of the sacred.
I'm such a fan of her in an emotional ballad. She just has a way with her voice, and you know, that part of her that's also really good with the theatrics, that acting side of her can come out in her vocals as well. I'm thinking about I literally can't stop like the picture in my head of her performing this on the Chromatica ball, because this was like such a beautiful moment to me in that, as much as I love high pace and fucking dancing and all that good shit, it's crazy how a Gaga ballad will just shut me the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like it just like brings me laser focus, and I love that.
Foolish and weaker.
Oh.
I'd rather save an angel down.
Fuck. That string section in the back is just like right into my soul.
I'm a believer, it's a trial, foolish and weaker.
Oh.
I'd rather save an angel down.
Oh my God, I'm gonna like cry at that note. Are you fucking kidding me? Woo! Ah, one more. Oh. Ah. I'm not gonna let myself do it. What time it is? Like 9 in the morning. We're not crying.
I'd rather save an angel down.
God damn.
It's chaos.
Goosebumps. Look at that shit. I don't know if you guys can tell. I see music. Like it's very visual to me. Fucking incredible way to end this. Holy shit. Throw that on my liked real quick. I am so into her doing a ballad like this. I am like covered in goosebumps right now. I can feel them on my back. Like it's one thing to have this delivery, and like I said, Chromatica ball, beautiful performance. If you've never seen that, I'm sure that's not even the case because you're watching this video. But if you haven't ever seen that and you were like thinking about watching it, go watch that performance, if anything, because it's such an incredible, not my reaction, go watch the actual performance. It's incredible. When she is in this emotional moment, and we're talking about somebody who I do believe she's very authentic. I believe she cares about all the shit she stands for. I know this isn't coming from a place of like just trying to seem like you care. You know what I'm saying? And I think we hear that more now than we would have 10 years ago. But I just want to point that out because like Gaga feels very authentic to me. So like when I watched her performance on the Chromatica ball and you see like the emotions she had even to perform the song, I think that was like very telling in a lot of ways as well. But she puts herself in these moments where she can be so fucking emotional and connect with the people that she loves and that her fan base and, you know, people that love her all around the world. And she knows that she's singing directly to them when she performs stuff like this. So I love this so much because she just knows how to move an entire fucking moment. Like we're talking about a song that is slow tempo, so fucking built, so heavy in its own emotional way. You can't look away. You can't look away. You're just so drawn into it. And someone like me, for my brain, I love that she can do that. She can just shut the world down for that, 3.5 minutes and just bring me to it. So I love that so much. This record is super interesting to me because we're hearing this sort of like Fleetwood Mac /60s / maybe even like a little Southern twang thrown in there on top of a Gaga sound that we kind of know. I do feel like she's a little bit more reserved in this in terms of the instrumentation, whereas we're not hearing her go all out on every track. She definitely does it, but we're not going all out on those instrumentals. We're focusing more on the substance of what's going on in here. And I do really appreciate that. I love to hear her in these vocal ranges because I feel like it's getting to see more of the layers of what Gaga has to offer in music. And even though as much as I think she kills this style, I don't know that it's necessarily like my favorite style from her because obviously like, I feel like art pop and Born This Way kind of like ingrained something in me. But what I really appreciate from this is how she takes elements from those two records that I really like and manages to sprinkle it with these other genres that I really love that I wouldn't have otherwise really thought to hear her do. Now, when she can do that gritty sound, that fucking voice that just reminds me of Stevie Nicks in such a cool way. I hope that's not like offensive. I feel like Stevie Nicks is a fucking god, like goddess. So to me, like that's a huge compliment. So take that for what it is. But I love hearing her with those elements because this is somebody who has otherwise like millions of different faces they can put on because she's just, you know, so well-rounded as an artist. But to hear that one and to hear that kind of like really inspired in a lot of ways was really cool. I think about tracks like Diamond Heart and John Wayne. Those are easily my favorite tracks on this because they just showcase that, I don't know, that like upbeat kind of feel from Gaga. Like I said, you're slapping that hip, you're fucking up there, like you're the moment. And I really feel that energy coming from her in those. At the same time, I love tracks like Dancing in Circles. I know we didn't listen to them, but Perfect Illusion and Million Reasons are two amazing songs from Gaga's discography, not even just on this record, just in general. So like, you know, loving those songs as well. I made sure to add those to my playlist. And then I'm also a big fan of Angel Down, even though it's different from the other records that we listen to. Angel Down showcases that vulnerable side of Gaga that to me, like she's so good at speaking to us. Like she's so good at writing the song that's going to speak directly to the people that want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this is that, like, it just feels like an open line of communication directly to us. And it's also like very inspiring. Like you're right. We should be inspired to help an angel down. We should be inspired to help the people around us when they're suffering and we're hurting. And I hope that y'all that are watching this are, you know, probably that type of person. I imagine if you're ended up on this video and you're still watching it at this point, you're probably that type of person. Otherwise you probably would have clicked off right away. The only track that I really like have a strong opinion on is just Ayo, and it's not even that strong of an opinion, but like listening to the rest of the songs on this record, I feel a little bit even more strong about track 2, which is like, I just don't love the chorus in that. And it kind of like that song just doesn't really feel like it matches, but I also listened to that right when we started. So, you know, maybe if I go back and listen to it, my opinion would change on that. Otherwise, you know, the other tracks on this record were good. I felt like Sinner's Prayer, Come to Mama, and Hey Girl, I really enjoyed those tracks, but I feel like coming off of Perfect Illusion, Million Reasons, and then going into that, the vibe definitely like shifts a little bit. And maybe that was a little bit hard for me to pick up on. So definitely more listens would probably build those songs up. But the songs that I added to my playlist, it's because they're songs that are so fucking good that I don't want to not ever hear them again. You know what I mean? Like I want them to be on repeat, at least in some form. So I'm glad, especially with Diamond Heart and John Wayne. Honestly, as soon as we get off this album reaction, those are what I'm going to put those in my headphones and listen to them again because I really appreciated those. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to smash the like, subscribe to the channel, come follow me over on Patreon and watch the full uncut album listening party version of this record, as well as all the other albums we've done from Gaga and the Chromatica Ball tour. Not the whole tour, but the Chromatica Ball. So if you're interested in checking all those things out, you can do that on Patreon. Also, you guys gotta let me know what your 3 favorites from this record were. And also, what is your overall vibe in this? How are you feeling? If we're looking at terms of, you know, Gaga's albums, where do you rank this one? I think for me, it's just that I love, there's a version of Gaga that I really love. And it definitely has a lot of pop on it. Like it has a lot of like electronic pop and just like making me feel, And I feel like because of that, this record is a little bit lower on my list. However, first listens are hard. So let me catch a vibe with this record on, you know what I'm saying? But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.